So they start once.
Okay, so here's what I have.
Okay.
I feel like while they're walking out, we need a crowd shot of sorts. If you guys are too busy, we're fine.
It's actually great. visiting from other provinces and across the country, we say welcome to Nova Scotia. We love our province, and here's why. We have good food, good restaurants, good music, good tradition, great history, great hospitality, and the people, they are what makes us special. So we welcome you to our province for what will be a wonderful week here in Nova Scotia. Also, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we welcome 32 teams, 700 athletes, and roughly 160 coaches, managers, and trainers. It's a lot of work for all of you to get to this level. Congratulations to everyone for reaching it this far.
Okay.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have dignitaries and guests join us. Please hold your applause until the end to offer a huge welcome to our special dignitaries here this evening. Elder Betsy Palmer, MLA Brad McCallum, Deputy Mayor Tony Mancini, Steph McClellan from the IMC, Tom Aguino from the IMC, Charlotte Henderson from Lacrosse, Nova Scotia, Ashton Brown with the Thunderbirds, Trevor Gould, our local historian, and Indigenous dancers Brittany and Courtney Bonnell. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our dignitaries here this evening. Also want to acknowledge the officials who are here today and this week. The officials have traveled from all across the country to be here. Officiating is a high-stakes business, not an easy job to do. We appreciate the officials being here. We appreciate the dedication for the sport that we all love. A huge round of applause, please, for the officials who are here this evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stars of this week. I believe Team British Columbia already jumped the queue and they are on the floor. TBC has 5 teams taking part in this week's event. TBC has players who have the privilege to train and play the Creators Game on the traditional and unceded territories of Patsy, Watland, Masqueen, Siniamo, Stato, Quequetlam, Benwawan, Sook, Okanawan, and Musqueam, Squamish, and Slavatu First Nations. One more big round of applause for Team BC. Alberta has 3 teams taking part in the Nationals this week. The athletes from Team Alberta have the privilege of playing the Creators Game on traditional territories of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit. Let's have a huge round of applause for Team Alberta and the volunteers. Team Saskatchewan has 4 teams competing this week. They honor the Creators Game, playing on lands covered by treaties 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. The traditional lands of Cree, Dakota, Zenat, Dakota, and Siouxsie peoples, as well as the homeland for the Métis. Team Saskatchewan was the proud Nationals host for the past 2 years. We welcome Team Saskatchewan to Nova Scotia this year. On territories, First Nations, Métis, and Ladies and gentlemen, please and the traditional lands of the Cree Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and Sioux peoples. Team Saskatchewan was the proud host last year. We welcome them to Nova Scotia this year. Team in every division. They honor the Creators game playing in a province that acknowledges the 46 treaties and agreements. Members of Team Ontario are thankful to the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people who have cared for their territory since time immemorial and will continue to contribute to the strength of the province. A huge round of applause for Team Ontario. Has 4 teams participating this week, all in honor of the 10,000 little ones that never made it home, whom they honor as they wear their tiny handprints on their uniforms and their hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, Team First Nations. Traditional territory of Ganaga, a place that has long served as a site of meeting and exchange amongst many First Nations, including the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, Huron-Wendat, Abenaki, and Anishinaabe. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Quebec. our fellow Maritimers, the athletes and volunteers representing Team New Brunswick. New Brunswick has 3 teams participating this week. Athletes from New Brunswick have the honor of playing the medicine game on the traditional unceded territory of Wolastoqiyik, Mi'kmaq, and Pesco-Tonkaki peoples. Let's give another big round of applause for our neighbor from New Brunswick. Proud to have 2 teams competing this week. The athletes and volunteers have the honor of playing the Creators Game in Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Please give a huge round of applause for Team Prince Edward Island. Your hometown team, please welcome the athletes and staff representing Team Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia has 5 teams competing this week. The athletes and volunteers have the privilege of playing and learning the medicine game in Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik. They are thrilled to be carrying the title of national host this year. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for your host team, Team Nova Scotia. national athletes, staff, and volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin the official program for tonight, we would like to acknowledge that we are at Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. The territory is governed by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Mi'kmaq and Waliesta people first signed with the British Crown in 1725. The treaties did not deal with surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized that Mi'kmaq and Waliestic titles and established rules for what was an ongoing relationship between nations. We would also like to recognize that African Nova Scotians are distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched the part of Mi'kmaq known as Nova Scotia for more than 400 years. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are excited to see all these athletes here for what promises to be a great week of lacrosse. We continue now with our opening prayer for our athletes. Elder Patsy Paul Martin hails from Eskasoni but has raised her family and now lives in Pillbrook. She holds a master's degree in education and has embarked on a lifelong journey of learning. She is passionate about her heritage and the Mi'kmaq language. We are fortunate to have her here this evening. Please welcome Elder Patsy Paul Martin.
I asked the Creator for very many blessings today. I asked the Creator to think about all the people that went on their spiritual journey and they don't turn back and take anybody with them. I asked the Creator to continue to bless all our elders, the elders that are forgotten, that are sick, and need our prayers. I ask the Creator today to think about all the struggling families wonderful to see all our youth being active. And I ask the Creator to bestow the 7 sacred teachings in each and every one of the youth that are here today, so that our lives will be rich, that we will get to embrace others and show them how wonderful life could be. I ask the Creator to continue to give you good health, long life, and a wonderful experience here in Mi'kma'ki. Well, Darcy, I am happy that you are here. Well, Darcy, that you are taking part in our Mi'kma'ki territory. And my heart leaps with joy to see the wonderful youth and all their successors that are with them. And Sedoma, all my relations.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a squeaky mic, so bear with us, it's coming in waves. At this time, I ask everyone to stand, if they're able to, and remove their non-traditional headwear for our national anthem. And to sing the national anthem, please welcome CTV personality, my good friend and co-worker, the pride of Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Suzette Bellow.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Carton gros apporter les pays, il s'apporter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Suzette Bellow. Nice job. Speaker this evening is a member of the Legislative Assembly representing the Premier of Nova Scotia to Houston this evening. We welcome Brad McCallum, who was first elected in 2024. His background is in education, and he is currently the MLA for Pole Harbor, Dartmouth. MLA Brad McCallum, if you would do us the honor.
I'm a little bit afraid of the mic, so I'll get back. All right, good evening, everyone. How amazing is this? You guys look so incredible. Okay? Yeah. It's my honor to be here on behalf of... So it's my honor to be here on behalf of Premier Tim Houston and the government of Nova Scotia to welcome you to the 2025 Minor National Lacrosse Championships. Over the next several days, Dartmouth will be home to more than 800 young athletes representing provinces and First Nations communities from across Canada. You've traveled from near and far, and we are thrilled to have you here in Nova Scotia. Lacrosse has deep roots worked so hard to be here. Every practice, every drill, every morning and late night has prepared you to be here. Whether you take home a medal or not, you are part of something special. A national competition with friends. Friendships are made, lessons are learned, and memories are created. To the coaches, officials, volunteers, families, and organizers, thank you for your countless hours you've dedicated to making these championships possible. You're the backbone of this event, and it is your commitment to youth sports that is truly inspiring. Events like this don't happen because we wish they would. They happen because people like you have worked to make it happen. So, let's enjoy the games, cheer each other on, and show the rest of the country the warmth and hospitality Nova Scotia is known for. Welcome, and good luck to all, and let the competition get started.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the City of Halifax, we have Deputy Mayor Tony Mancini. Deputy Mayor Mancini was first elected in 2016. He represents Dartmouth East Burnside. He's originally from Cape Breton and has a special interest in our national tournament because his daughter, Michaela, is a decorated lacrosse player. She played field lacrosse for Dalhousie University and is currently playing in Perth, Australia. Not only does he represent the city, but he also can easily relate to all of you here tonight as a parent because he loves lacrosse. Ladies and gentlemen, the coolest deputy mayor in Canada, Tony Mancini.
Well, how's it going, folks? We can do better than that. They're Dartmouth now. How's it going, folks? So, on behalf of Mayor Andy Fillmore and all my colleagues of Regional Council, it's with great pleasure that I welcome you here to the 2025 Canadian Lacrosse Championship. You know, the 700 plus players, the coaches, the officials, and the families, welcome to the Halifax Regional Municipality. You are going to have a time of your life in our little city, and so we look forward to hosting you. You know, lacrosse is more than a Canadian national summer sport. It has deep roots in our history and our culture, originating from the traditions of the first peoples of this land. To you athletes, every one of you here today, play hard, respect your opponents. You are going to make memories of a lifetime here today, in the next number of days. To all the volunteers, a special thank you. Our city, Halifax Regional Municipality, is an event city. Whether we're hosting the World Junior Championships or the Junos or the under 22 Dartmouth baseball championships we had just last week here in Dartmouth, we succeed, we excel every time we have an event, and this tournament is no different. Someone asked me recently, why are you guys so good at events? Well, we have a special sauce. Our special sauce is the people, our volunteers. Give it up to all the volunteers. So big show of hands, how many are here for the very first time in our city? Let's see your hands. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Well, we welcome all of you, but especially those of you here for the first time. Make sure you check out our waterfront. On the Dartmouth side, take the ferry over to Halifax, and an amazing waterfront on the Halifax side. To all the families that are here, my ask to you, spend lots of money when you're here. Lots of money. And when you all go home, every one of you, tell everybody your experience here in our little city. You are truly welcome. And lacrosse, what a great sport. It's an amazing sport for many reasons. You know why I love lacrosse? Watch this. Oh. That's legal. That's legal. I love lacrosse. Let's hear you, folks.
Bear Singers. They are a vibrant embodiment of Mi'kmaq powwow music, cultural pride, and storytelling. From their roots in Eskasoni to regional and cross-border performances, they have continued to celebrate heritage over 2 decades through song, creating space for healing, unity, and legacy. They are joined this evening by Brittany and Courtney Pennell, who are Mi'kmaq and from Wassamaw First Nation. These twin sisters have been dancing together for more than 35 years. Brittany is a teacher, Courtney is a nurse. Collectively, they will have 6 children between the two of them by the end of the year. They are dedicated community members. They take pride in who they are. Please welcome the Pennell sisters and the Stony Bear Twins. Stony Bear drummers, a moving and memorable performance for everyone here tonight. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, two-time world indoor lacrosse champion with Team Canada and 12-year veteran of the NLL, a skilled power forward with more than 800 points. Joining us this evening as one of the directors at large for Lacrosse Canada, please welcome Steph LeBlanc to the microphone.
Hi everybody, and welcome on behalf of Lacrosse Canada. I just want to extend my deepest gratitude and thanks to everybody that helped bring all these amazing players and teams to Nova Scotia to perform in this great tournament. I hope you guys take advantage. The weather's fantastic. We only get that about 2 months a year, so enjoy the boardwalk like Tony mentioned, and the ferry across to Dartmouth. It's a fantastic time. Congratulations to the athletes again. Getting selected to play in the national tournament it's a big deal, and you should be very proud of yourselves for being selected to do so. Watching the games today, I know you guys are going to continue to play hard, be aggressive, celebrate all the highs, and weather all those lows. The most important thing here is to make lots and lots of memories. This is going to be a tournament you're going to remember forever. And just lastly, I don't be real brief. I just want to thank a big thanks to the Lacrosse Nova Scotia team, Donna in particular, Charlotte. Listen, it takes countless hours to put this tournament together. It's across 4 rinks. Like we mentioned, we have 700 athletes. This has been a whirlwind. They've done a ton of work to make sure that everything goes off without a hitch. And so I just want to really make sure that we all just give them all the gratitude they deserve. Thank you so much, and everyone pass it along. Thanks.
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, a few words from the newly minted president of Lacrosse Nova Scotia, Charlotte Henderson. Charlotte has been a board member of Lacrosse Nova Scotia for many years, but this year has taken the helm as president. She grew up in Western Canada and was an avid lacrosse player and coach before making her way to Halifax. Despite holding down a busy daytime job, Charlotte still makes time to give back to the lacrosse community as a coach at a time when we need strong leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Henderson.
Ever the confidence booster to have to lower the mic about a foot and a half. Thank you. On behalf of Lacrosse Nova Scotia, it is my absolute honor to extend a big East Coast welcome to the 2025 Lacrosse Canada Minor and Women's U22 Box Lacrosse National Championships. We are thrilled, yes, big round of applause. We are thrilled to have so many of you joining us from across the country and here at home. It seems appropriate that we're gathering to compete, connect, and celebrate in Nova Scotia, a province that is shaped by the weight of history, a place where tides meet and worlds converge, a community where people from all walks of life come together with purpose, passion, and pride. It is a place where neighbors know your name, rivals are lifelong friends, and friends become family. Where challenges bring people together in celebration of shared history, resilience, and hope. But where fierce competition still leaves room for kindness and respect. Just as Nova Scotians know that the key to success is community and that progress doesn't happen alone, lacrosse teaches us that a successful team requires players to rely on one another, moving as a single unit and trusting the space between them. This kind of connection can only be built through teamwork and trust, sacrifice and effort, and the unspoken bonds that form when we work together towards something bigger than ourselves. That spirit of shared commitment and collective pride is what brings us together this week. And just as the powerful Bay of Fundy is shaped by countless forces working in harmony, so too is this championship built by the collective efforts of our community. So, to the athletes. You are the heart of this event, the reason we are all here today. You have worked hard to earn your spot on this national stage, so cherish it. Compete fiercely, but play fair and with passion, integrity, and respect. Give every shift your all, and remember that the friendships you'll build, the lessons you'll learn, and the memories you'll make are more important than the number on the scoreboard. Thank you for your dedication and your enthusiasm. To the coaches, managers, trainers, and other team staff, you carry the weight of responsibility, often quietly and without fanfare, but your impact reaches far beyond the bench. You lead with care, commitment, and integrity, and play a vital role in inspiring, teaching, and guiding these athletes. Thank you for dedicating your time to being mentors and problem solvers, and for your commitment to nurturing the next generation of lacrosse players. To our officials, this competition simply wouldn't be possible without you. Your role is demanding, yet often thankless and underappreciated. So, thank you for your professionalism, your fairness, and the integrity you bring to every game. To the families, friends, and fans, your support and encouragement will echo far beyond this week. Thank you for the hours spent driving to practice, the fundraising and cheering, and the quiet sacrifices you have made along the way. They matter because they help shape not just great athletes, but great people. Finally, to the many volunteers from across the country. Like the rolling Atlantic Ocean beside us, your constant energy and deep commitment make these championships and the continued growth of our sport possible. Without your contributions, attention to detail, and boundless energy, none of this would be happening today. Thank you for showing us what it means to serve your community. In saying that, a specific shout out does need to be made to the host committee for tonight. Lisa, Patty, Wayne, Christy, Nicole, Jamie, Caroline, Katie, Marnie, Matt, Craig, Donna, Faith, Lori, Kayla, and Aiden. Thank you for your vision and your commitment to making this memorable trip. As we look to the days ahead, we must acknowledge and honor the Indigenous roots of lacrosse, a sacred game first played long before the arenas, scoreboards, and uniforms that we know today. Lacrosse was and remains a ceremonial gift from the Haudenosaunee and other First Nations. A game played for healing, for community, and for connection to something larger than oneself. This legacy is not a footnote. It is the foundation of our sport. So, as we embark on the rest of this collective experience, let us remember that we are part of a larger community that is bound by a shared love of lacrosse and commitment to one another. Let us respect and honor the game, its history, and the communities that have carried it forward, and recognize that we are all here representing something bigger than ourselves. Most importantly, let us remember why we are all here. To compete fiercely, to play safely, to respect deeply, and to have a whole lot of fun. Thank you so much, and welcome to Nova Scotia.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker was sitting right where all these athletes are sitting not that long ago. Ashton Brown grew up in Dartmouth as a bandit, went to the Canada Games as part of Team Nova Scotia in 2022. He now plays for the long haul for Dalhousie University, as well as playing in the British Columbia Junior A League. Then last season, what all young lacrosse players dream of, the call to have a shot at the NLL. Ashton has been a steady figure on the practice floor all last season with the Halifax Thunderbirds. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ashton now with some words for our young athletes.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I wanted to just say thanks to Lacrosse Nova Scotia for inviting me here tonight. I also want to just share how excited and honored I am to be here, standing in front of the next generation of lacrosse players from across the country. I was 4 years old the first time I attended a box lacrosse nationals. I was there watching my older brother play U13 for Team Nova Scotia. And ever since that moment, I fell in love with lacrosse and knew I wanted the opportunity to be this too. Not too long ago, I spot as many of you, wearing my team colors, full of nerves and excitement, looking around at all the other teams, wondering how we stacked up, wondering what the week would bring, and now, having been through it, I can tell you this. It's going to be one of the most unforgettable experiences of your life. Playing in nationals was a turning point for me. It wasn't just about trying to win games, though, yeah, we all want to win championships. But more than that, it was about realizing what lacrosse is all about. The opportunities that may be ahead for you. It was also about the friendships, the lessons, the moments where you're tested, and the moments where you surprise even yourself. I still remember the first time I stepped on the floor at Nationals in 2016. My legs were shaking, my goalie gear felt a little heavier than usual, and I was definitely overthinking everything. But after a few minutes, I was just playing the game I love, the same game you all love, and that's something I want to remind you of this week. Play your game, trust your preparation, trust your teammates, enjoy every second of it. You're going to face tough competition, that's what Nationals is all about. But the best players, the ones who really grow from this experience, are the ones who embrace the challenge, learn from every game, and who pick each other up no matter what the scoreboard says. And take it from me, these teammates you have now, some of them might be lifelong friends. The memories you make here, the wins, the losses, the dressing room laughs, and even the hotel or campus hangouts, those are what you'll remember years from now. So whether this is your first nationals or one of many, soak it all in, represent your province with pride, play hard, play fair, and leave it all out there. Because the only thing better than competing at nationals is knowing that you gave it everything you have. Thanks for letting me be a small part of your journey. I'll be cheering you all on this week, and who knows, maybe one day I'll be one of you up here telling your story. Good luck, have fun, and welcome to Dartmouth.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a lot of attention to our last speaker of the evening. We are lucky that he is here tonight. Trevor Gould is a Mi'kmaq historian. While Trevor is not a lacrosse player, he is a lover of the Creator's game. If you've been to a Thunderbirds game, you have probably heard Trevor sing the Eastern Eagle before each game. But tonight he's here to share some teachings of the medicine game with all of us, the game he loves so much. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Trevor Gould.
On behalf of the Mi'kmaq of Nova Scotia, on behalf of this district of Sabeg and Negative where we're at, on behalf of all Mi'kmaqi and all the 13 communities that are here, I want to welcome each and every one of you guys to our homeland. all our Indigenous players and all our non-Indigenous players, and all our great families who travel with them. Welcome to our homeland, and on behalf of all of my communities, I hope you guys have a wonderful stay here. For thousands of years, it's believed the Creator's game was played here in our lands. For thousands of years, we believed our Creator, Glooskap, gave us this game as well. Born of the land, just as our languages. For thousands of years, we used lacrosse to celebrate each other's communities, to celebrate each other's districts, to celebrate families, to settle disputes, to celebrate spring and summer, the rebirth of things. When we would dispute, we do it in a friendly way. Our ancestors would see how the animals not just live together, how they dispute together, but how they love together. They run with each other. The birds fly with one another. The fish all move in schools. As people of the land, we see this. So we celebrate. When we celebrate one another, when we dispute with one another, what do? Long ago, this game was played on big fields, long distances, hundreds of players, sometimes all night, sometimes all day. But we did that because what we seen nature do, what we seen all the animals that lived on this land, because as Indigenous people, this is how we view ourselves. Unfortunately here in Mi'kma'ki, our nation is unique in Canada because we were one of the first nations to have contact with colonization and settlers. Because we had settlers here very early, our game of being able to play on the borders of our district, on the borders of our community, on the borders of our rivers and lands and mountains, we couldn't do anymore. The game that we shared with our neighbors, the Haudenosaunee. I want a big shout out to Team Haudenosaunee, Team First Nations that are here, repping. Big shout out. I want to welcome you guys to Mi'kma'ki. Shout out to you girls coming out in ribbon skirts. Shout out to you boys coming out in ribbon jerseys, rocking your beadwork and your dallies and your. Thank you guys, because this is the nation that we believe we shared this game with. This is the nation we believe that we played this game with friendly disputes and friendly acknowledgement of each other's nations and lands. While we lost this, the Haudenosaunee took this game, made it their own, and because of them, this game exists. Because of this game, it exists in all our homelands now. Shout out to Haudenosaunee. That being said, all you visitors that are here, especially non-Indigenous and non-Indigenous families, on behalf of the Mi'kmaq people, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking this game, making it your own, giving it life again, and bringing it back, not just with your families, but these beautiful athletes and players here. You guys are helping my nation by bringing this game back and playing in our homeland, where not only the Haudenosaunee, but us, we believe, it sprouted out of the grass and roots like us. I want to ask that you, while you're here, remember the fundamentals of the game on when and how it was played amongst our people. It was played with peace and friendship in mind. Sincerity, humility, keep that in mind. And while you're here, also keep in mind that Nova Scotia is more than lobsters and lighthouses. You are in the land of the Mi'kmaq people. We have forests and oceans and beautiful food and traditions, but also peace and friendship. Remember that when you guys are playing. This game is about you guys. And you know what? All of these people said everything that I wanted to say. So, again, on behalf of my community, on behalf of this beautiful district of Sabeg-Nagadig that you are in the home of Mi'kma'ki, again, welcome here, each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope you guys get to experience Mi'kma'ki not just Nova Scotia. And I hope that you guys have the same appreciation for the game as my ancestors did and as my people do today. Walalio, welcome to Mi'kmaq.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we head out for the evening, I want to invite Elder Paul Martin and Deputy Mayor Mancini to the front for a ceremonial face-off and photo opportunity.
Until the VIP leaves.
I just saw it. I got it. Yeah. Crazy though. They were like, what's this? That is crazy.